changed. Well, maybe it has. He got at least half a mitt to it. The ball socket in the Magpie direction, out of the middle of the ground. Mychek couldn't handle it. Caleb Daniel picks up where he left off last week. Play on the call as Ed Richards returning to this team. Spots Tim English in the middle of the ground. Promising start. McRae to a one-on-one deep, and Lloyd had the hands out in front and takes a very good grab. Kicked 3 last week. He's been
a hand in early.
20 goals, 14 in the season for the former Tiger. Sam Lloyd gives the Bulldogs the perfect start. Under a minute, it's the opening goal to the Western Bulldogs.
Kick it into a space where he can actually just move in and create some separation away from Greenwood.
Because he hadn't actually moved. He hadn't actually made his lead. He had Greenwood and they were just sort of wrestling and jostling for position. So it's a great start.
That's what the good players do. They draw the
pickle, but well done by Hunter. And that's a good, well-directed driving kick. But Dunkley and Smith not on the same page at all. And Dunkley's come a cropper. And now Daniel, who's being overworked right now.
In. Here we have a look at this. Ooh, flash of heads.
All night in that one. Guided off the left boot from Dixon to Lloyd. Kicked their only goal. Heads to the goal square. Got a one-on-one. Bailey Williams and Suckling from the square. Had to find that left boot and find that he did. That's a welcome relief for the Bulldogs.
They're not your key defenders of the normal suspects that we think about in Roughhead and Moore and Howe. So if you can get a different defender deep like they did on that occasion, it will work for them.
He prepared to push forward. This is when the Bulldogs can really fly. Johannesson to Bontempelli. Ignored Richards, wanted to get in there quickly. Lloyd made the call. And the ball is eventually trapped, not as cleanly as he would have liked, but Richards can pinpoint. And Lipinski will have a shot, or at least consider. Patrick Lipinski just edges out. And he gets the kick together perfectly. And the Bulldogs have got 3 to stay in this game against Collingwood. You know where it was going, and the Bulldogs are able to clear the foot of Bontempelli, and now McRae. Suckling's got Shaki charging inside the 50. Will he play on? Goal was there. Take it. He does. And the Dogs hit the front with 3 in a row. And again, it came from the back half.
Western Bulldogs, they just went forward hard.
Kingy, you spoke in the pre-game about everyone you heard from Collingwood talking about this game this week. They're worried about the back-to-forward transition.
Well, they're the best team in the competition at moving the ball from the defensive 50, defensive half, to inside 50. Not necessarily score.
Can you teach that, Gas, if it doesn't come naturally to you? Oh, it was late.
I'm not sure that comes out naturally to Tim English, but he made him earn it. In the end, I don't know whether he got Wade head high con. Maybe just glancing. He's troubling the goals. Aaron Norton is the opponent of Moore, and he's not getting much of a look at it.
Whistle hasn't improved. Lipinski, high ball. Norton soars and takes the mark in the pocket. Finally some joy in the forward half. Norton got the space for a run-up. In the middle of Marvel Stadium, it's Bontempelli to Lipinski. It's all go for the Bulldogs. It's all go for Johannesson. Gets it deep to full forward, and Dixon will do the rest. The Doggies are back in front as we get close to half-time. And we can't wait for the second half. What a beauty.
To get a fingernail in, scrap and fight until his cavalry, his teammates, was able to arrive. And again, the handball, the in-tight stuff from the Bulldogs to set up a kick-up.
Another back half, a goal from the back half too, from the Western Bulldogs' point of view. But he's one-on-one ahead. It's still loath to go long, the Dogs.
Even though Jeremy Howe's not out there now, one of their prime interceptors. Oh, well worked for Shaki. Great connection that time, and Shaki comes to the footy and takes the mark, and that's a great sight for Bulldogs fans.
Shaki beats him to the footy.
Josh Shaki looking for his second goal and finding it. Dogs back in front. What a struggle this is on a Sunday afternoon.
It's a nice little kick out in front, allows him to run and launch.
And that's the kick, though, isn't it? Had he set that even up a fraction higher than Brody would have got, Brody Grundy would have got there. So the bloke with the ball in the hand can dictate exactly where the forward goes in the end. The forward might lead one way, but where you put the ball will determine where he goes.
That's a great tackle.
Oh, that's more like it. That's what we saw in the first half from Matt Suckling and his boys.
Suckling to full forward. Free kick. And it's Shaki for his third goal.
Well, they're just hanging in. They're just hanging in, and they've done that.
Kick forward again earlier in the year. This for his third this afternoon. He drives it right through, and renewed hope for the Western Bulldogs. Stops a run of 3 goals.
So strong. Forward half tackles we highlighted in that first half. 27-9.
Just that little early touch there from Moore deemed too high.
11 points is a good result, Hutto, from Collingwood. For the Western Bulldogs. Again, the first quarter got out to 19 points. They kicked
Hit and Grundy's just grabbing it.
And it means that English is going to be nervous, but there is an opportunity for Bontempelli to thump it forward. Lloyd gets the leap. Thought it was Matthew. For a moment, as the kick goes forward, and it's...
How often does that happen? Yeah. Western Bulldogs' point of view, that they have to try and get the ball in his hands. Here's this great mark. This is an absolute belter. And then turns it over. But Aaron Norton's only just had the 7 touches. He's Kingy. There's the Wood injury, which was knee on knee, and probably hurts like hell for a couple of minutes, but he's remained out there.
English to McRae, to Daniel. So much time back, but he can be dangerous forward.
You can see it at ground level. Just stood off the pack a bit.
It's a forward 50 stoppage, so really Collingwood should have 1 free at the most. Everyone else is locked on, accountable. McRae started next to Brown,
Yep.
and just slipped him. Forward 50.
Johannisen, well done from Smith, didn't rush. Dunkley able to hit up Rourke-Smith. The overlap and the run from behind by McRae. He chips for Lloyd again.
Clever kick.
Doesn't have a lot of time, really.
He's had 40.
So this simply must go through. That's a better connection. Oh, I reckon it has. So 15 points, and there's still hope, albeit it'll take something pretty special from here. The last minute now. It's going to be yet another victory for the Pies. Their 10th of the year. Lloyd's got a chance for a late one. He goes short and connects with Suckling. Team-orientated football. They run in another goal. And it's back to 9 points, 39 seconds. Well,
The light to take out of this from the Western Bulldogs' point of view. The supporters, I think, without wanting to be condescending, will go home because it hasn't been a blowout. And they led, for the first. They won the first 2 quarters. In actual fact, when you look at quarters 1, the Collingwood Footy Club are mid-table for the season. They've just had really good moments within games where they've won big in quarters. So
the file couldn't get it on the boot. And the siren's going to sound at Marvel to herald another Collingwood win. They had to work all the way to the line, but work they did. Scotty Pendlebury and his Magpies chalk up their 10th win. And they can do it in so many ways.